Hey Heather,
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. I'm
I
so
can.
excited.
You always just look so bright and just like happy.
Oh, thank you. Thank
That,
you so much.
that room has good lighting or something. I feel
Yeah,
like
it's got I've got two big windows just right here. And so that probably helps.
it looks good on you.
Well, thank you.
I have big windows, but I always feel like I'm like backlit or like something like I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Struggle for me sometimes.
But I do love the big windows. Like my living room has the same ceiling to floor windows and I love it. I love it.
I love that too. That's the best.
When are you leaving?
Saturday. So Kim leaves on Thursday morning, so I'll be teaching. I'm either going to be teaching this class or I'm going to have to get a sub. I teach my morning class, and then in between my morning class and like what would be this class, I have a 10:45 to 11:45 sound bath that I am doing.
Oh, cool.
At the place where I teach at Mosaic Yoga. It's at the
Yeah.
studio, but then
Yeah.
there's somebody in there at noon. Like otherwise, I would just teach this class from the studio. But I'm like, maybe I could get, because I live in Cottonwood Heights, so there's no way I can get home on time.
Oh, no,
Maybe I
no.
could go to Sugar House Park and just like try to teach from Sugar House Park or something.
That'd
But
be super fun. Yeah.
like, I think I could do that. I think I could make that work. My only worry is if I don't have like fast enough service and it's like really
Yeah.
skippy on Zoom. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I might just try to get a sub just so I don't have to stress about it. But or if nobody's there right at noon, give me like a couple minutes because I might be running way late. I don't know.
And that would work too. That's totally fine too.
I know you guys are so like easy. I'm just like, I'll figure something out. Something will be happening, whether it's me, whether it's something
That
5
sounds
minutes late.
awesome. It's okay. It's all right.
Okay, thanks, Heather. Well, let's see if anybody else hops on. I don't know. I would think they would. I think Scott Frost is actually in town for once. Okay, grab
Hey,
my water bottle.
in retirement, take advantage of it, right?
I know, seriously, he does.
It's awesome.
Actually, I think maybe he's in Amsterdam now that I think about it. I saw him post something, so maybe he's in Amsterdam.
He could be any, it was like, where's Scott in the world?
Where in the world is Scott Frost?
He could be in so many places. Okay.
Okay, well, let's just do the thing, and if anyone pops on, then they'll pop on and join us.
That sounds fun.
So core,
Okay.
do you have anything in particular you want to do or don't want to do, or
We could do like Warrior 3.
Warrior
just
3?
balance. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. I was afraid of anything you would say, like you wanted to do like some sort of, how Kim always does that forest core that's like weird types of sit-ups. I hate those so much.
No, not today.
Like I want to be doing core where I'm like not even realizing I'm using my core. I just,
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay, let's do it. It's
Okay.
like Warrior 3. It's like tons of core, but you're not concentrating on it. You're just concentrating on balancing
Yes, yes.
and all the other stuff. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started then. I'll mute you just in case so that everybody else comes in and is muted too. Start in a comfortable seat. So go ahead and just find your way there. And me personally, I always like just a little bit of movement before finding stillness. It's hard for me to just be still right away. So you might take a moment to just kind of get your wiggles out, get some physical feedback. Just how does your body feel today in this moment? And then after you explore with a little bit of movement, just bring yourself into stillness. We're never completely still. There's always something happening, even if it's just the rise and fall of our breath. But see if you can really allow yourself to slow down. So it's like you hit the slow motion button on yourself. And you start to really notice things as they flow through. So you're noticing your thoughts as they come and go, just like you're an observer of your thoughts. So you're not attached to them, you're not part of them, you're just watching them. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. Notice if there's any sensations inside of you, whether they're physical sensations, so it might literally be, oh, my lower back hurts, oh, my right hip feels tight. Or it might be more like, what's that sensation in my chest? It feels contracted. It feels just a little closed. So just getting curious even about kind of energetic sensations or emotional sensations that are present. You don't have to know what they are. You don't have to define or label anything, but you're just noticing what's there without judgment. And start to deepen your breath. So intentionally move your inhales down into your belly. And intentionally take your exhales all the way to emptiness. See if you can find a little bit of engagement and awareness of your core muscles just by breathing, just by deepening your breath, taking deep diaphragmatic breaths. So start to cultivate your Ujjayi breath. And then as you drop into your Ujjayi, connect with your Ujjayi, start to add your arms. So as you inhale, reach your arms out, palms are facing up. Bring your arms all the way up, maybe bring your pinky fingers together to touch. And as you exhale, reach your arms out, palms are now facing down. Bring your hands all the way down by your side. So do that with your breath a few times. As you reach out as wide as possible, like you have great big wings. As you reach up, try to keep length in your spine rather than rounding. And try to stay as neutral as possible. So even just this simple movement of reaching your arms up and down, how much awareness can you bring into it? How much can you pay attention? There's a million things to notice if you slow down from the inside. It's like a moving meditation with your arms, with your breath. And then next time you inhale, arms will reach up. Pause there, and as you exhale, twist to your right, reach your right arm, twist to your right, reach your left arm forward and your right arm back. So you're twisting with your upper body and you're reaching your arms forward and back behind you. So rather than bringing your hand to your knee or your hand to the ground behind you, you're using the strength in your core to hold you in this twist. Draw up through the crown of your head and reach through your fingertips to keep your great big wings. See if you can broaden through the front of your shoulders so you're not rounding through your upper back. Take one more deep breath. And then as you inhale, come back to center, both arms to the sky. If you have your legs crossed or one ankle in front of the other, you might switch your legs. And then as you're ready on an exhalation, twist to your other side. So if you did what I cued before, then just make sure you get this time left arm behind you, right arm reaching forward. You might even gaze over your left shoulder. So your sit bones stay rooted, but you're twisting with the strength in your core, broaden through your shoulders. Breathe, lengthen your spine, draw up through the crown of your head. So try not to slouch around. Take 2 more breaths. Use each exhale to twist just a little bit further. And then next time you inhale, back to center, arms up. As you exhale, bring your hands behind you. Roll your shoulders back and down and puff up through your chest. You might lift your head a little bit, so tilt your chin up ever so slightly, take your gaze up. You're not letting your head just drop back heavy, but it's like you're extending back. Feel a little bit of strength in the sides of your neck. Breathe into the front of your heart. Take one more round, really puffing up your chest. So think of a really proud chest. And then let that go. Come forward to hands and knees. Yay, somebody hopped on, Marlia. Welcome. Okay, so from hands and knees, start to move through cat-cows. Take about 3 to 5 rounds back and forth. So this is just working extension and flexion of your spine. A lot of us, when we move through our cat-cows, we just kind of move through our upper and our lower backs, using our neck and our shoulders and just tilting our pelvis. But see if you can start to find mobility right in the middle of your spine a little bit more. So feeling into your mid back, this place that somehow just kind of gets lost in translation. So see if you can find more awareness in the middle of your spine as you move back and forth. Notice what you feel there. Maybe there's a tightness or a stuckness you feel there. Notice that. And then after a few rounds, oh, that feels so good. After a few rounds, come back to a neutral spine. And we're just gonna take thread the needle. So bring your knees about hips width distance or a little bit wider than hips width distance apart. Listen carefully, so because we're doing this a little different. So reach your right arm out to the right and then up to the sky. Big inhale. As you exhale, thread your right arm through as far as you can, but hover above the ground. Don't set anything down yet. Push your left hand down. Inhale back up, open up. So we're just threading, but not resting down. Exhale, thread it through. Reach, reach, reach. Use your core to reach further. And back up one last time. Exhale, thread your right arm through. Reach as far as you can. And then this time, go ahead and rest down gently, outer shoulder outside of your head. You can take this wherever you want for about 3 to 5 breaths. So any variation you want to take, more than welcome. Big, deep, spacious breaths all the way down into your belly, all the way to empty with your exhales. And if you do happen to have your left hand lifted, bring your left hand back down. Next time you breathe in, unthread your right arm, reach it out and up one last time. And set your right hand on the ground. Come down onto your forearms. And we're going to set up for a forearm plank. So you might want to crawl your hands forward a little bit. You have enough space behind you. Forearms parallel, palms face down, fingers spread wide, and especially press down through thumbs and index. If you want a modification, you can interlace your fingers, make a little tripod instead. When you're ready, step 1 and then 2 feet to the back of your mat. So you're on your toes. Draw your belly button in and up. Lengthen through the back of your neck and breathe into your back body. Feel the connection to your center, navel to spine. Keep breathing, slow, steady, spacious. Roll onto your right forearm and the outer edge of your right foot. Forearm side plank, left arm to the sky. You might reach your left arm forward, so find the length on your left side. If you want to modify, good modification is to step your left foot out in front of you like I'm doing right now. Otherwise, feet can be stacked or staggered. Option to float your left leg up, fullest expression you can find. One more deep breath. Soften through your face. End of your exhale, back to forearm plank. Press up to your hands, full plank, high plank. Inhale here, maybe rock forward to your tippy toes or bring your knees down to modify. Exhale, slowly lower. Let's find Spider-Man Cobra, hands out wide, lifted fingertips, elbows face up. Inhale your heart. I like my hands a little forward of my shoulders as well. Exhale, twist to your right, dip your left shoulder down. Inhale back to center, heart lifts, little toe in your belly. Exhale, other side, twist to your left, right shoulder dips a bit. Inhale back to center, lift your heart, press through your pelvis. Exhale, release. Rise up to hands and knees, tabletop. And we will move into our thread the needle with our left arm. But remember, we're not threading, we're just threading, we're not resting right away. So got 3 times, left arm out and up, inhale. Exhale to thread your left arm through, reach as far as you possibly can, but hover above the ground. Push down with your right fingertips. Back out and up, inhale. As you exhale, thread it through. Hovering above the ground, all the way to empty, and then out and up, inhale. Last time, thread it through, reach, 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 then come down to rest, outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. Big deep breaths. If you want to take your own variation, go for it. Good job, everybody. So let's say about 3 more rounds here. If you do have your right hand lifted, bring your right hand back down. On an inhale, unthread your left arm, reach it out and up, open up, reach high. Set your left hand down. And then we're going again for our forearm plank. So come to your forearm, make sure you have plenty of space on your mat behind you. Forearms are parallel or make your tripod. Hug in with your upper arms, push down through your forearms, and then step 1 and 2 feet to the back of your mat. Forearm plank. Find your strength here first, navel to spine. Squeeze through the front of your thighs even. Back of your neck long, breathe into your back body. Now, keep your breath right there with you and roll into the outer edge of your left foot. If you want to step your right foot out in front of you, that'll help a little bit, little modification. Maybe feet are stacked or maybe they're staggered otherwise. Right arm forward if you want and lengthen your right side. Lift your hips as high as you can, press down through the belly of your left forearm. Option to float your right leg up. So your own personal fullest expression, about 2 more deep breaths. Soften through your face, unclench your jaw, end of your exhale, back to forearm plank. And then from your forearm plank, all the way back up to your hands, high plank. Inhale here, rock forward, bring your knees down. Exhale, slowly lower. Again, let's go for Spider-Man Cobra. Inhale, lift your heart. And then take your twist. Exhale, either side, you choose. Through center, inhale. Other side, exhale. One more time each way, moving at your own pace, feeling with your awareness, with your breath. And then as you finish up here, find your way back just to a child's pose. Take a moment to rest in your child's pose. Deep breaths into your low back, maybe some open mouth exhales. And in your next couple rounds, downward facing dog. This is our first down dog. So once you're in your dog pose, just kind of feel around for a moment, walk it out. Find lots of length from your fingertips up to your sit bones. Might feel nice to keep a bend in your knees, so don't feel like you have to straighten your legs. That feels good, gives you a nice stretch, go for it. So you feel into your body. What do you need? What feels most skillful or beneficial or efficient? Take one more inhale into your down dog. And then as you exhale, look forward, step, tiptoe or hop to the top of your yoga mat, forward fold. Hang out in your fold, grab opposite elbows for ragdoll. Feet wide, so at least hips width distance or maybe even wider. All of your toes should face forward. Lift your butt as high as you can. Let the crown of your head just really drop towards the ground. Try not to rock onto the outer edges or the inner edges too much. So just keep the weight as even, as centered as possible. And just ever so slightly forward so your heels are very light. Big, spacious breaths. And then with your next inhalation, find a halfway lift position. Exhale, release, and refold. Root through your feet, we'll take it all the way up. So come through your halfway lift, all the way up, reach up. Hands to heart center with your exhale. Flow with your breath, inhale, high mountain. Exhale, heart leads, slow dive down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bow and fold. From the press of your feet, lead with your heart. There's a connection to your center. Rise all the way to stand, arms reach up. Hands to heart, exhale. Let's do one more time, just like that. So much awareness, maybe close your eyes, breathe in, reach. Breathe out, slow dive. Breathe in, lift halfway. Breathe out, refold. Rise up, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, sit back into your chair pose, Utkatasana. So weight in your heels. Sit your butt back, but try not to round through your spine. So a little lift in your chest. And then navel to spine, feel a little tone in your belly. Feel length in your low back. Take one more full round of breath, so you can sit down a little further. As you inhale, high mountain, option to lift up to your tiptoes. Option to stay on your tiptoes as you dive down. Bend your knees a little or a lot. It's helpful with your balance. Heels down as you lift halfway. Inhale. And then exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, take your own vinyasa however you want to. And we'll see you back in down dog. Ujjayi breath. So fire it up, feel it and hear it. From your dog pose, inhale your right leg to the sky. And then square off your hips. So inner thighs face each other. Right leg is powerful and strong, so just make it as long as you can. I don't care so much about height, go for length. Think of the position your body is in, visualize it. You are in a warrior 3 right now. You've just got your hands on the ground. So once we're in warrior 3, same position, use your muscle memory, you already know it. Take one more big inhale, right leg presses back and up. Exhale, right knee to your nose, round your spine, step your right foot forward, low lunge. Before we rise, we're gonna take a twist, left hand on the ground, right arm to the sky. So strong through your legs, open through the right side of your heart. Maybe even gaze up at your right hand. Take one more full round of breath, use your exhale to twist a little further. And then end of your exhale, unwind. And then listen, we're gonna rise up to a warrior two actually. So pivot your back heel down, cartwheel your arms up, Virabhadrasana 2. So right toes forward directly, left toes to the left directly. Front heel is intersecting your back arch or lining up with your back toes. And then your front knee is tracking towards your pinky toe rather than collapsing inward. Next time you breathe in, reverse warrior, front palm rotates up, reach back. So feel into that length of your right side, deep bend in your right knee. Keep it tracking towards your pinky toe. Breathe into your right waistline, rib cage. One more full round. Reach even through your right fingertips. Back to a warrior two. Straighten your front leg. You might shorten your stance a tiny bit. So we're setting up for a triangle. I like a little bit of a shorter stance than I do for my warrior. So make sure it feels right for you. And then imagine your hips are being pulled back as you're reaching forward. So reach, get pulled in these opposite directions and just change your arms. That's it. Right hand towards the ground, left arm towards the sky. So invitation is to stay here in your triangle or option to move into your balancing half moon. Completely up to you. So wherever you've chosen to be, heart is open, hips are open. If your back leg is lifted, it's strong, it's karate kicking, and then it got frozen in space. Wherever you're at, about 2 more rounds. If you want to play it all, feel free. And then we're gonna meet with both feet on the ground. So I think they call this star pose at Core Power. At Core Power Yoga, this is star pose. They have all their own made up poses, so sometimes it's kind of helpful. So landing here, meeting here. Bring your feet to parallel if they're not already. Reach your arms straight up, inhale. And then exhale, take your swan back down, wide-legged fold. And take it wherever you want to for a few breaths, about 3 to 5 rounds. So anywhere you want to go or just hang out and breathe. Good job, you guys. Come to a halfway lift, fingertips on the ground. Walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward, set up for crescent lunge. And then instead of rising to a crescent lunge, just bring your hands to your front thigh. So hands on your front thigh. We're preparing for our warrior three. Root down into your front foot, hugging with your inner thighs. Navel to spine, so feel your center. Root into your front foot and launch off your back foot, slow motion. So now crown is reaching forward, left foot is reaching back, hips are square, bend your standing leg if it's helpful. Keep your hands on your front thigh, or maybe you want to reach one arm forward, both arms forward. Find your own arm variation, whatever works for you, your own personal expression. Back leg strong, connect to your center, feel that. Lengthen through the back of your neck, gaze down, one more round. See if you can land in full crescent lunge. End of your exhale, left toes back, arms up. Find your breath, maybe gaze up. Inhale here. Exhale, hands down. Now listen, 3-legged dog, take your right leg back and up, open your right hip. Stay here, hang here. Or option to flip it, right foot comes down behind you, right arm forward, heart forward, lift your hips, breathe all the way down into your belly, one more deep breath. And then down dog, everybody, both feet down, walk it out. After a few breaths in down dog, either vinyasa your way into a child's pose or just set your knees down and come into child's pose. And just take a moment, rest, find your breath. Take about 2 more grounding breaths here. And then downward facing dog. With your Ujjayi breath, inhale your left leg back and up, hips stay square. So notice it might feel better to bend your right knee, lift to your right tiptoes, and really hug in with your inner thighs. It might feel better to straighten your right leg, push your right heel towards the ground. So you choose what feels best in your body. Where can you feel connected to your center? This is, again, remember, it's your warrior 3, just tipped over with your hands on the ground. It's the same position, it's the same alignment. So start to feel into that muscle memory. Take one more big inhale here, pressing up and back through your left foot, down and forward through your fingertips. And then exhale, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, step forward softly. Stay in your lunge position and add a twist. So right hand down, left arm up. Legs are strong, especially your back leg and even your back foot. It's pushing into the ground, your toes. Inner thighs are hugging in. Left knee is hugging towards your right armpit. You might be gazing up at your left hand. Breathe down into your belly, about 2 more rounds. And then end of your 2 breaths, let it go. Set up your warrior 2 stance. Rise when you're ready, cartwheel your arms up. Settling in, your left toes are facing forward, right toes directly to the right. Shoulders stacked over hips, so your weight feels centered. I notice a lot of times that people like to lean forward in their warrior 2. Try to feel your weight just nice and centered. Soften through your shoulders. So if you feel your shoulders shrugging towards your ears, rotate your palms up and see if you can let your shoulders drop down. Next, inhale, left arm up and back, reverse warrior. Lengthen your left side, deep bend in your left knee, keep bending it towards and tracking it towards your left pinky toe. Breathe all the way down your left side, couple more rounds, reach through your left fingertips. And then back to a warrior 2 for a moment, set up for a triangle. Straighten your front leg. Option, if it works for your body, to shorten your stance just an inch or so, not too much. Hips pull back, so invisible ropes, pulling back on your hips as you reach forward. When you can't reach anymore, your arms are the only thing that have to change. So left hand towards the ground, right arm towards the sky. You could play here with both arms reaching forward or one arm reaching forward, or option to move into your balancing half move. Back legs strong, everything stays open, either pose. So heart open, shoulders open, hips open. Slow, steady Ujjayi breath. Soften your face, unclench your jaw, last couple of rounds. And then meet in core power star pose. So right foot steps back, arms up. It's like you're creating a star with your body, you're taking up space. Find your breath, parallel your feet. Arms up, inhale. And exhale, slow dive, takes you all the way down into your wide-legged fold. About 3 to 5 rounds, anywhere you want to go here. All right, friends, next inhalation, halfway lift, fingertips on the ground. Walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward like you're setting up for crescent. And then just bring your hands up to your front thigh. So you're kind of leaning forward, pressing into your thigh, drawing your belly button in and up. Hug in with your inner thighs. Connect to your center whenever you're ready. Launch off your back foot into your warrior three. So think of a halfway lift with your spine. Right leg strong and powerful. Press back with your right foot. You can stay where you're at or arms. One arm forward, both arms out. You choose. Hips are square. Bend your standing leg if that's helpful. If balance is a struggle for you, bring your hands to blocks or use something at your house like a wall or a chair. Take one more full round of breath, finding your own personal fullest expression. And then see if you can land in a crescent lunge, full crescent. So right toes back, arms up. Settle for just a moment as you find your breath. One more inhale here. Exhale, hands come down. Three-legged down dog. So take your left leg back and up. Open up your left hip. This might feel really good and you might just want to stay here. Option if you want to flip your dog. Left foot comes down behind. Reach forward. Heart forward. Lift your hips. Back muscles hug around your spine. Last big deep breath. And then come back into down dog, walk it out. And again, after a couple of breaths or so in your down dog, either vinyasa your way to child's pose or just drop your knees down gently and sit back into your child's pose. Big deep breaths. I think the best part about being at home when you get to do your practice is you can make noises as much as you want. So take advantage of that. Like big open mouth sighs, just let it go. Feels so good. I think that we should make more sounds in our culture. We're so afraid of the way we sound. So at least when I'm alone, I try to get past that as much as I can, just making weird noises without feeling like, ooh, what came out of me? All right, friends, last couple grounding breaths. And then let's take it back to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. And as you exhale, right knee, left elbow, push the ground away, get as close as you can, come forward, inhale, back up, three-legged. Exhale, right to right, get as high as you can. So aiming for your armpit, you can even take a little push-up if you want to let your butt drop down. Inhale, back up, three-legged. Now listen, this time we're just going for pigeon. So exhale, right shin to the top of your mat and gently set your body down. If you want to take this on your back instead or in a seat, totally fine. Otherwise, find a connection to center here. And if you want, you can even play with a quad stretch before you bow forward. So keep your hips. Right hip is pulling back as you bend your left knee and draw your heel towards your butt. So you're not opening your hips and coming out to the side, facing towards the side. You want to try to keep facing forward as much as you can. And then whenever you're ready, if you're with me in this quad stretch, you can bow forward. Sometimes I even like to bow and keep that stretch. Totally up to you. Big, intentional breath. Take about 4 or 5 more rounds. Send your breath down into your right hip. So this was a chakra class today, and I were working with the third eye chakra. I would tell you to really visualize your breath. Imagine it. Your third eye is the center of your imagination. So use your third eye, use your imagination, visualize your breath in some sort of color and see it as you inhale. Watch it flow down into your hip, create space, soften muscles. And then as you exhale, it just dissipates, or maybe it flows back up through your third eye. So use your imagination to visualize. When we're kids, we have like the most amazing imagination, so vivid, so fun, so playful. And then as we get older, it's like, no, that's not real. Stop thinking that. And we just stop using our imaginations, and it's sad. So give yourself times when you use your imagination, when you meditate, you visualize, same thing, you're using your imagination. It's good for us, especially as adults. Take one last breath, visualize it. And then start to find your way up, and we're going to find our way into a three-legged tabletop. So plant your hands, curl your back toes under, and kind of scoot your back knee forward so your hips will lift. Then unthread your right leg, take it back, give it a nice little shake out. After a few shakes, take a few circles with your right knee. So bend your knee a lot, flex your toes, circle it out. Biggest circles you can draw with your right knee, and every other part of your body stays still if possible. Reverse your circles, other direction. Go more slow, so slower rather than faster. You'll get more out of it. Good job. And then finally, just extend your right leg straight back. Take your left arm straight forward, spinal balance. Stay here if you want. Otherwise, next step, bend your right knee, reach your left arm back, lift your heart. Option to grab your foot or your ankle if it's available. Hug in with your inner thighs. Lift your heart, breathe down into your belly, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. One last big breath. Now listen, everybody, spinal balance. As you inhale, reach forward and back. And exhale, elbow to knee, round, curl in, hollow out. Take a full round of breath and hold here. So you can get even more compact. And then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. Downward facing dog. Oh. Just for a moment in your down dog, walk your hands to the back of your mat. Come into a forward fold. So just for a moment, take weight out of your hands. Maybe a little bob or a little sway or a little bounce. Ragdoll it out if you want. Maybe give your head a little shake, yes or no. Just one more round. On an inhale, halfway lift. From your halfway lift, crawl your hands forward. Find a plank position, and then from your plank, you can choose vinyasa back to down dog, or just lift your hips up and back, press back to down dog. So skip the vinyasa if you'd rather. Okie doke, from down dog, left leg to the sky, breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Push the ground away, inhale back up. Left to left, aim as high as you can. Add a push-up if you want, don't let your butt drop. Inhale back up. And then we've got pigeon pose. So this time, exhale, left shin forward. Set your body down. Feel free to take your own variation if you want. Option to add that quad stretch before bowing forward if you'd like. So again, you're noticing I'm not going to turn my body, my entire body to the right. I want to keep my body as much as I can facing forward, my left hip pulling back as I work that stretch of my quad. And then whenever you're ready, you can let that quad stretch go and just fold. That's another way I sometimes like to breathe is just through my teeth, big sharp exhale. For some reason, it just feels like therapeutic. Let's say about 3, 4, maybe 5 more breaths. And then remember, we're meeting in a 3-legged tabletop. So as you're ready, start to lift your upper body. Plant your hands, curl your back toes under, scoot your back knee forward, unthread your left leg, give it that nice little shake out. And then bend your knee, heel towards your butt. Imagine you're squeezing a rolled up washcloth behind your knee and keep that as you start to circle. Slow, intentional, not rushing through it, slowing down enough to feel what's there. Reverse your circle. Good job, you guys. And then finally, just extend your left leg straight back. Right arm straight forward. Inhale here. Stay if you want, or exhale. Right arm reaches back, left knee bends. Lift your heart, grab your foot or your ankle if it's available. Once you've got it, gentle leverage, kick and pull. Hug in with your inner thighs. And breathe down into your belly, soften your face. Try not to open to the right, but keep your chest, your shoulders square forward. Take one last round. End of your exhale, slow release back to spinal balance. Inhale. So feel neutral here, and then exhale, spinal flexion, round, curl in, elbow to knee. Hold for a full round of breath, so breathe into your back body. And as you exhale, get a little more compact. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. One final down dog. So just a moment, stretching, lengthening everything. Feel all that space you've created. And as you're ready, just come all the way down onto your back, however you want to get there, and whichever direction you want to face. Oh. Once you're on your back, hug your knees in. And just gently rock side to side for a moment. Give your low back a little massage. Sorry. Okay, I was just thinking about, I just remembered I forgot to do a pose on the other side in my morning class. It just came to me. I'm like, no. Okay. Anyway, back to this present moment. From here, you guys, we're gonna move into our supine spinal twist with our knees over on the right. So knees go right, left arm out to the left. Gaze up or over your left shoulder. Breathe. I like pride myself on not forgetting poses on the other side. Like I very rarely do, I feel like. So when I do it, I'm like, no, I have to tell everybody I'm sorry, and I have to tell everybody to do it on the other side now. That's just me being cuckoo birds in my head. Like nobody even cares. Like Katie, nobody even cares. Nobody even noticed. So come back, come back. That's what I have to tell myself. Come back to this moment. What do I feel in my body? Take about 3 more deep breaths. And then end of your next exhalation, all the way to emptiness. Bring your knees back up. Take a moment to just neutralize. So maybe a little rock, maybe give your knees a squeeze, maybe big full body stretch. And then when you're ready, just other side, knees to the left, right arm to the right. Gaze up or over your right shoulder. Breathe. If you can still feel your belly expanding and contracting like it's a Buddha belly. So big Buddha belly breaths. And then when you feel pretty even on both sides, come back to center. Take a little rock for just a moment. And then set your feet on the ground with your knees bent. Extend your right leg straight up towards the sky. Grab hold behind your right thigh. You can keep your left foot where it's at or extend your left leg forward. Stay here. This is a great stretch for your hamstring, your right hamstring. Press up through your heel, flex your toes. Or if you want to add a little bit of core, walk your hands up your leg. Think forehead toward shin, nose toward knee. And then hover your left leg about 6 to 12 inches above the ground. Draw your belly button down, 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 forehead up towards your shin, nose towards your knee, navel towards your spine. One more breath. And let it go. Slowly lower your right leg all the way down next to your left leg. If your left leg is not extended, then once your right leg comes down, extend your left leg out by it. And then take both arms overhead, full body stretch. So reach really long, like you're trying to touch whatever's behind you, whatever's in front of you. So fingertips and toes are reaching, reaching, reaching. If your ribs are lifting, press down through your back ribs a little bit. So find a more neutral spine as you reach. Take one more inhale. Exhale, arms by your sides, feet on the ground with knees bent. Extend your left leg straight up, hands behind your left thigh. Right foot stays where it's at, or slide your right foot forward so your right leg is nice and long. Imagine there's a heavy sandbag on top of your right thigh. Flex your left toes and press up through your heel. Great place to stay for this hamstring stretch, or add that little bit of core. Walk your hands up your leg, lift your upper body, float your right leg about 6 to 12 inches above the ground. Nose towards your knee, forehead towards your shin, draw your low belly down. Hold, breathe, try not to strain through your neck or your face. Lift a little higher, one last round, draw your belly down as you exhale. End of your exhale, let it go. Slowly lower your left leg all the way down next to your right leg. Your right leg was not already extended. Once your left leg is on the ground, slide your right leg out next to it. One more full body stretch, press down through your back ribs. So even here, you're feeling a little bit of core as you press your back ribs down and lengthen. It's like you're in a handstand. That's the same thing you would want to work. You would want to feel if you're trying to get your handstand. Take one more inhale. So in handstand, you don't want that banana back. You want a strong straight line, right? Same thing. And then let it go. Hug your knees in for a moment and then turn it into a happy baby. Pull down with your arms, press up through your heels, flex your toes, little rock side to side if you want. A little bit of play or curiosity to explore your own way if you want. And then in your own time, start transitioning into your Shavasana, your final relaxation. So just let your muscles now all relax. Imagine your muscles relaxing. Let your breath become effortless. My thought for you, I love this one. It's by Jeff Foster. It's called Seasons of Awakening. He says, spiritual awakening is not a linear path towards some fixed goal, nor is it the total absence of a path. For who could deny the appearance of change, evolution, and deepening insight? It is a circular path, a path of poetry and song, always returning to where it began, always pointing us back to where we already are. Its origin is its destination, and its destination, its origin. Just as spring gives way to summer, then autumn and winter, but always returns to spring, the same freshness, essentially unchanged by the passing of a year, but still never the same at all. Awakening is neither a path nor pathless, but it is like the seasons, ever changing and yet always the same, timelessly stable, yet radically open to impermanence, naked in the face of the bitter-sweet disappearance of things. So these last few moments, just be where you are as you are. Just feeling into all that life inside of you. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Start to bring gentle movement into your body. Start to ever so slowly, gently, mindfully find your way onto your side, fetal position. After a couple breaths in your fetal pose, just really letting your practice sink in. Visualize it, imagine it in some way. Start your own transition up into your seated meditation. So ending the same place we began, but maybe you feel just a little different on the inside. Maybe you have a different energy about you. Maybe your body physically feels different. Maybe you notice some emotions have dissipated a little bit, or maybe they're even more present. Maybe there's even more emotion there. No judgment, just observation. Just bring your hands to your heart. And with your eyes closed, bow your head to your heart. Acknowledge yourself for taking the time to do your practice today, to slow down. Thank you so much for letting me guide you. Namaste. Okey-dokey, my friends. I'll either see you on Thursday or maybe Seb. I was telling Heather. I have a private like 15 minutes that ends 15 minutes before noon, but it's at a studio in Sugar House. I live in Cottonwood Heights, so I'm just like trying to figure out how I might be able to do that. But I'll either be here or have somebody here, and Kim's off to Ireland. So then after Thursday, it will be subs for I think the next like 2 or 3 weeks. I'll be back on the 13th, I think, or the 14th. I'll be back on the 14th of July. So just FYI.
That sounds great.
Yes.
That's
Thanks.
a lot of things to keep track of, but
Thanks, Katie.
you're welcome. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye,
You too. Bye.